Change. The word alone can be challenging. How do we get started? Where will the change lead? Don't sit there and worry about it. Be the change. Welcome to Be the Change Radio. Host Christina Bloom has been a professional psychic and spiritual advisor for 20 years, offering psychic and mediumship readings for individuals and groups. She also teaches several classes in psychic development and metaphysics. In addition, she is an author who has published 2 books so far and is the co-owner of Moonbow Publications and Productions, LLC. Are you ready for that change now? Here is your host of Be the Change Radio, Christina Bloom.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Be the Change Radio. I'm Christina Bloom, I'm your host, and you are listening to us on WLTK-DB.com. Let's Talk Radio. Welcome back. Loving my Mondays. And wow, you guys all beat me to the room here. Well, at least Lee and Courtney have beat me to the chat room this evening. I have a whole bunch of announcements, guys, so yeah, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to listen to a lot of stuff because there is a whole bunch of stuff going on. I cannot believe, first of all, we are already to the end of March. Like, I don't know where the last 3 months went. They just kind of poof into thin air. Next week, I will not be having a show. Just so you all know. Hi, Rez. Hi, Michelle. Next week would have been Logan's 30th birthday. We're going to have some radio silence for that because I know I'd never make it through. So, all right, setting that aside. Oh, all right. So, April 7th through the 9th, I will be at a 3-day fair. That's Easter weekend in Plattsburgh, New York. So, that is going to be a whole lot of fun. It's 3-day psychic fair. That is going to be crazy. It's at the Days Inn in Plattsburgh, New York. The first day starts at 11:45, goes till 6. That's on Fridays. Saturday is 10 to 6. Sunday is 10 to 4. So if you are in the North Country of New York, stop by. It looks like it's going to be amazing. A whole bunch of people. All right. So the weekend after that, on Saturday, April 15th, I will be doing readings from 10 to 4, psychic readings at Soul and Synergy in Eau Claire. And 7 to 9 that evening, I will be doing a seance also at Soul and Synergy. The next day, on the 16th, on Sunday, I will be doing psychic readings at Solstice, the metaphysical metaphysical store there. I will be doing readings there on the 16th of April. On the 22nd, we will be at Broadhead Manor for the Spirits of the Spring. Good evening, Sherry. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Stephanie. I will get to you guys. Hi, Tina. Thanks for joining. Let's see. So, yeah, Spirits of the Spring Paracon will be at Broadhead Manor, and that is on April 22nd. On April 29th, I will be at the Hiawatha Wellness Fair in Escanaba, Michigan, at the Delta County, Michigan Chamber of Commerce. Hi, Keith. Welcome. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm going in order here. I've got to flip back to my other piece of paper here. All right. On May 13th, I will be doing the Soul and Synergy Fair in Onalaska, Wisconsin. Yeah, Lee and I went to Broadhead Manor last week. It is unbelievably huge. You guys are going to love it. Speaking of which, May 20th is Logan's Celebration of Life. It's open to anyone who wants to come. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for being here. Hi, Jessica. I missed you. Sorry. I will go back and catch everybody, though. All right. So May 20th is, again, Logan's Celebration of Life at Broadhead Manor in Broadhead, Wisconsin. If you haven't seen the event page, there's an event page made for it on Facebook. We're going to be doing lots of fun stuff to honor Logan and everything that he loved. So if you have Ren Fair garb, please wear it. Let's see. June 4th, I will be doing a drum making class at the Wild Blue Yonder UP Rustic Retreat Center. And we will be making drums. Ooh, where's my camera? Like this. Native American handheld drums. So that is going to be a whole lot of fun. And I hope that you guys all come for that. There is camping available that weekend. The drum making class is on Sunday. And we will be getting supplies ready on Saturday. So we are using natural hides, most likely deer hides. I don't have the cost for that class yet because I haven't actually held a drum class in 10 years. I don't know what supplies cost anymore. So as soon as I figure that out, I can let you know how much that's going to cost. I don't believe that there is any cost for camping. If that's incorrect, then I will let you know in a future show. But as far as I know, there's no cost for camping. All right. So June 9th and 10th is the Marinette, Menominee, Paracon, and Bigfoot and Paracon. So that is going to be in Marinette, Wisconsin. And looking, I think Courtney's like the Bigfoot thing, right? All right. So yeah, that is in Marinette. I think it's at the Best Western. Hey, Facebook user, welcome. Both Facebook users. So that's going to be happening on the 10th, actually, unless you are going to the dinner on the 9th. There's a dinner on the 9th in the evening for the speakers, I believe. Let's see. Now I'm jumping ahead to the bigger events, moving on. So the Great Lakes Paranormal Conference at the Glen Beulah Haunted School. Yeah, the VIP meet and greet is Friday for the Marinette, Bigfoot, and Paracon. So I will be at the Great Lakes Paranormal Conference on September 22nd through the 24th. I am booking more things through the summer, but I can't announce them until contracts are signed. So just to let you know that. And looking way ahead for my New York listeners, the Moonbow Productions Metaphysical Expo, which has now been shortened to Moonbow Metaphysical Expo, will be at Hotel Saranac on November 18th and 19th of this year. So there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I know that the summer is going to get filled in more, but right now that's my schedule. So hello, Facebook user. Boy, you guys are really to the drum class or the Bigfoot conference. The drum class is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan at Lake Linden at the Wild Blue Yonder Retreat. It's a kind of a rustic retreat center. And the Bigfoot conference is in Marinette, Wisconsin. I believe it's at a Best Western, but I would have to look that up. Let's see. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. You guys are also active in here. It's moving so fast. Hi, Robin. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Kim. Keith, Sherry, Todd, Tina. I think I got everyone. Sherry, Maureen, Courtney, Stephanie, Rez, Michelle. Okay, I think I got everyone except for whoever just made the new comment. Valentine, welcome. I can't wait for November either. And Valentine is working on something too that we'll be able to announce one of these days coming up, hopefully in October. So with some really fun stuff coming up throughout this year. And I'm really, it's been a year so far, and I am excited about moving forward with a lot of stuff this year. I'll have some more announcements soon as far as some other things that I will be doing and some other ventures that I'm getting involved with. But again, contracts aren't signed, so I can't say anything yet, but there's some really cool stuff coming up. Just know that. Just know that. I'm so excited. All right. Tonight we have an incredible guest. She is just amazing. And that would be Nicole. And I was supposed to be on their show Friday night, but it had to be canceled because of weather. So I don't know why I cannot. Haunted Voices. Yeah, Nicole and Todd do Haunted Voices on Friday nights. And it's sorry, my brain just went dead. This is not uncommon these days. But she is going to be with me tonight. She's got another new book coming up. We're going to talk about the Queen Mary and some other stuff. So let's bring Nicole out and get this convo started because there's a lot to talk about. Oh, Jessica, I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Christina. Thanks for having me on your show. I see
Absolutely.
Courtney. I see a lot of people in there. Hello, guys. I
Yeah,
just want to
Donna.
say, yeah. And I just want to say this. First of all, again, thank you for having me on your show. And just know, you
Yeah.
know this, but the love, it's all around you. It's all
Oh,
around
it
you,
so
right?
is. Yeah.
Think of that. Think of the term endless
Mm.
love. It's all around you.
I
So,
have been
yeah.
held up by love literally for the
Yeah.
last month. You guys have been holding me in this wonderful bubble of love.
Hmm.
And yeah, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely everywhere. And I just want to say a special thank you to Donna for being here. Donna is my cousin by marriage. And
Oh,
so thank you for being here,
wow.
Donna. I appreciate
Sweet.
that. Yeah. So super excited to have her here with us tonight. And Donna,
Wow.
you will see if you haven't been to the show before, this chat room is active. Like, this is its own community right
Yeah.
here. This chat room is its own community. You guys are awesome and I love it. So, Nicole, what do you have going on? You got more, probably more stuff going on than I do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, well, the big one is oh my gosh, it's my ninth, I believe it's my ninth new book coming out, The Afterlife Chronicles, exploring the connection between life, death, and beyond. And so that's actually my first, actually, technically, it's my second self-published book because I'm a traditionally published author. So there's so much to learn
Oh
about
yeah.
self-publishing. And I'm one of these, I want to do it
Mhm.
right or not at all. So I've been taking it slow. It was originally
Yeah.
supposed to be published by Schiffer, and then they had some issues. Their spirituality titles editor retired, and so there was a time
Oh,
issue. And they're like, "Well, you can, go on your own or
yeah.
whatnot." And I was like, "You know what? I'll just go on my own." So
Mhm.
there's a lot. There's a lot with that. And so, like the past few days, it's edited, but I've been just going through and proofreading it page by page. And so I'm like you, my brain's all it's like mush, my eyes and my brain. So
Yeah.
join the club. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
just go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, this weekend I had a fair that was just busy, open to close, and got together with some friends and, just sit around the campfire and the snowbank and
Oh, those are the
enjoy.
best times.
They are, yeah. And then
Camping
help
is so
some.
healing.
It is. We didn't even really go camping, but she has a fire pit in her backyard. My friend has a
Oh
fire pit in her
man.
backyard, so that was really nice. And we got to, and literally, her boyfriend was so kind. He dug out like all the snow. There was like feet of snow, like 4 or 5 feet of snow, and he like dug it out. Such a
Wow.
doll. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Billy.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's something
Yeah.
about the crackling fire at night and looking up at
Hmm.
the stars and all of that. So I'm glad you had that time.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. The
Yeah.
sky alone was grounding. I know, and in northern Wisconsin, the sky was really clear. I did miss the aurora borealis. I
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
somehow missed that on Friday, but and
Oh, man.
it didn't appear again. So,
Yeah, we don't
but
get it down here in San Diego.
yeah, I've never seen it.
Northern California, but not so
Yeah.
much here that I know of. So
Yeah, and San Diego's beautiful. I was there one time and I'd love to come back to it sometime. That'd be
for
great.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. The two of us in the same city. Now that could be a
That could
fun
be trouble.
adventure. It could be
That could be,
trouble
but trouble in a good way.
in a good
Trouble in
way.
a good
Yeah.
way.
No
Yes.
bail money required.
No. I love it. Oh my god. Oh, we'll have to plan that. I need to get out your guys' way too. I
Yeah.
don't know. It might be for the 2024 station conference. So we'll
Oh,
we'll
we'd love
we'll
to have
see.
you there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. It was
Love hearing all of
beautiful.
your adventures coming up. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super excited about all that. So
Yeah.
Yeah. My car is in the shop. We hit a deer. So
Oh no. I don't even
my
know why I laughed. I
I
didn't even,
know.
I'm just like, oh
No,
my,
that's it, it's okay. Like the deer hit us and then boom, gone.
did he, oh, he ran off, so he wasn't
Oh
injured.
yeah.
Oh,
He
good.
wasn't injured, but he did some pretty serious damage
Oh,
to
I
my
know. My gosh. I'm glad you guys weren't hurt either. My
No, we
God.
weren't hurt either, thank goodness. So,
Oh
but
man.
yeah. So, you know, I'm starting out with basically a new car again on these adventures. So super
There
excited
you
about
go.
that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Good
want to
stuff.
hear about the Queen Mary.
Oh my gosh. So I don't know how many people in chat have ever been out to Long Beach, California in general or to visit the Queen Mary, but I'll try to summarize this because I can just go off on tangents.
Yeah.
So I've been investigating the paranormal and afterlife, gosh, well over 20 years. And so how I got introduced to the Queen Mary was almost by accident, but yet it wasn't an accident, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So my first visit to the liner was actually in 2005. And it was one of those experiences where when I stepped foot on board the Queen Mary, I felt at home. I felt as though I've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
Everything about it was extremely familiar. And so I do believe there might be some sort of past life connection,
Okay.
definitely some sort of spiritual connection there. Absolutely. So since 2005, I've been heavily researching the historical tapestry of the ship, and then of course the paranormal phenomena, as well as it's noted as one of the top 10 um, most paranormally active spots in the world. And I have 3 books out about the Queen Mary that are sold on board her gift stores as well. And then, you know,
Nice.
online retailers and things of that nature. So the ship has been closed since the pandemic. So I average going there at least once or twice a month. So I haven't been on board since December of 2019. So I will officially be staying on board again on May 20th. And then some of our Queen Mary friends were throwing a little celebration in her reopening there. So that'll be fun. But just a little
Yeah.
history of the ship. Very, very, I mean, I'm scratching the surface here. She was built in 1934 from in Scotland. And so served her maiden voyage May 27th of 1936. And so she was designed as an ocean liner to sail from Southampton to Cherbourg, France, to New York City and back. That was her route. People from all over the world. We're talking celebrities, business moguls, members of the aristocracy, you name it, sailed on the Queen Mary. And then with the advent of World War II, she, along with her sister ship, the Queen Elizabeth, were requisitioned for World War II ship, World War II service as a
Yes.
troop ship and hospital ship. So she did a lot there. She lessened, along with other vessels, of course, lessened the war by about 2 years, saved the lives of many men, women, and children. And then after the war, carried war brides, and I want to say about 22,000 war brides. Uh, I
Wow.
would say, but yeah, about 20, it might be a little bit over, but 22,000 war brides, repatriated servicemen, all of that, and then resumed her pre-war duties, ocean liner duties, and then retired in Long Beach, in Long Beach, California on December 9th of 1967. And since that time has been moored and has been a functioning hotel, museum, numerous restaurants, and then of course she's noted for her paranormal activity as well. But
Right.
there's definitely something very, very, very special about the Queen Mary. I do believe it's a sentient ship. So I think it's almost this duality between this massive 81,237-ton ship and then her human spirits as well, both residual and intelligent activity on board. And so I've had so many experiences on board and just learning about the history. You know, the first 2 of my books were basically historical and paranormal overview books. The
Yeah.
second of which, Spirited Queen Mary, delves more into my experiences, a little bit about the hotspot areas on the ship, some characteristics and personalities of her resident spirits. And then the
Okay.
third book, Voices from Her Voyages, delves more into interviews of like former crew, former servicemen, former war brides that sailed on board the Queen Mary. And so just labor of loves to write. So I
Yeah,
had to condense
absolutely.
that because I could just talk for hours and not shut up. So
Well,
yeah.
Valentine has a message for you here. He says, I'm picking up nurse vibes from you,
Okay.
Nicole, as a
Yeah.
nurse on the ship.
I've
Yeah.
actually gotten that myself. That's something that
Okay.
resonates with me, and I've had 2 other people tell me that. So,
Yeah. And I
yeah,
want to say thank you to the people who said, glad you're okay from hitting the deer. Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
glad we're okay too. So
Oh my
thank you everyone for
god.
that. And hello, Diet. Welcome.
Yes, hello there. Oh my god, I can't even imagine that. That must have been so scary. Oh my god.
Well, it was just a surprise. It's like,
Mhm. Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah.
you don't see it till it's bouncing off your car. So,
You're like,
um,
"Ah."
yeah. Crazy. Hello to another Facebook user. Wow, that is so cool. I really I have I don't know what this is with me, but I'm glad she's in the water because dry dock boats give me the creeps.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
don't know what it is.
She's ebbing and flowing in that harbor there, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, and I definitely want to get out and see that. I mean, the Queen Mary is on my bucket list for sure.
Absolutely. I
And
mean, just for the
yeah,
history alone, I mean, I
right.
love the ship just because I love the ship. The fact that it's and haunted, the word haunted has such a negative connotation, but I'm going to use
Right.
that here. The fact that she is so spiritually active is a
Mhm.
bonus, but just
Yes.
the history alone is just, I mean, I'm still learning new things and it's fun. I often present, I give a bunch of different presentations about various topics on the afterlife and paranormal. And the Queen
Mhm.
Mary is often, a requested one. So it's always fun to talk about her in
Yeah.
presentations and interviews and things. So, yeah.
I love that. I love that. And
Hmm.
I love that I don't know why, but I love that it's a ship.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know
And
what I
it's,
mean? Like, there's all
yeah.
kinds of haunted hotels. Hello, hello, hello. There's all kinds of haunted hotels.
Yeah, I
Very few
know.
of them are floating hotels.
Exactly, oh my gosh, and there were so many bids, when in her retirement, I mean, even Hugh Hefner actually wanted to use the ship for his
Wow.
services at one point. They
Yeah.
wanted to turn it into maybe a high school, I believe it was in New York, but you know what? Long Beach won out at that 3.45 million bid, and here we are, so we're very excited that
Wow.
she's reopening. She's actually next month starting some limited tours, I believe it's the Glory Days tour, Haunted Encounters, and then the Steam and Steel tour, so I may
Okay.
go up next month, but definitely for the first time in 3.5 years on May 20th, so very, very excited.
Yeah. You've investigated a lot of
Mhm.
places, paranormal places. So Donna
Yeah.
wants to know, have you been to what Waverly Hills Sanatorium?
Yes, yes, I had that back in 2009. I wanna go back. So I work with the Ghost Research Society headed up by Dale Katzmarek as well. I'm the California coordinator for the team, and so we did a group investigation back in 2009. Rosemary Ellen Guiley was there as well, just a bunch of people, and that place is phenomenal. I remember pulling up and just getting out of the car and staring at it with my mouth wide open for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's monstrosity, but, amazing. A lot of shadow figure anomalies,
Okay.
unlike at other places that I've been to. I mean, you can visually see these morphing out of walls and taking on, like, humanoid shapes and that sort of nature. So a lot of
Okay.
disembodied voices, shadow figure sightings, things of that nature, and when you hear that, 60 some odd thousand people passed away there from TB, it's not a surprise. But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely wanna go back.
I have not been there. It's one of the places I've not been. And ironically, I have not been to a lot of the famously haunted places. It's just not usually something that interests me. I don't necessarily want to investigate where everyone else has already investigated,
That's a good
you
point. I'd love to
know?
hear your opinion on that because I actually share your opinion on that. It doesn't mean that I won't go, but I feel the same way and I have a reason for it. But I'm curious if you don't mind sharing to hear your opinion on that.
Well, my opinion is, I mean, how many shows can you watch on Waverly Hills? How many shows can you watch on um I'm sorry, the Lizzie Borden house? Or how
I
many
know.
shows can you watch? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Mhm.
so overdone, and I feel
Yeah.
like once you have seen or read about or heard about all of the different hauntings,
Mhm.
you go there expecting to see what someone else saw.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if you take the very first time years ago
Mhm.
that, let's say, Waverly Hills actually had a report of some sort of anomalous activity, and
Right.
then so let's say 20 years ago, and then in that time, all these teams are going there investigating with their own thoughts, their own projections, their own experiences, and then you go and investigate it now, how much of the reported claims are actually innate to the building's hauntings by on its own versus what people are thinking. So it gets kind of
Exactly.
all, like, bundled up in there and
Yeah,
yeah.
and I think that there's expectations that get set. And then you either create that yourself, it actually does happen and you're lucky enough to see it, or nothing happens and you're disappointed.
Right, and that's just par for the
Yeah.
course. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna sit
Yeah.
sit in dark or even day and, do vigils and stare and talk to thin air. You can't expect everything to just, happen at will.
Right.
So,
Right.
yep.
Well, Keith wants to know if you've been to New England and anyone that you would love to go back to in New England.
You know what? I have not. I mean, I've not to investigate. I've been back east, but not
Mhm.
actually to investigate back there. That's one area I would like to go to because there are a lot of places there. Just
Oh my
just
gosh.
historical wise. For me, it's the history too,
Mhm.
and just the architecture.
Yeah.
So for sure. But I've
It's
been to
called
the East
ghost
Coast.
hunting.
Yeah, right. There you go.
No,
I love it. I love
yeah,
it.
it's been
I
ghost
like it.
hunting, not ghost catching. Yeah.
There you go. I love
Um,
it.
someone here is coming up as Facebook user. Went to Waverly, went on a room one at a time. It ran
Yeah.
into a man in the room, spoke to him, but he never came out. Was the Queen Mary in 1984? No spoken. Oh, was that Queen Mary in 1984? No
Yeah.
spoken stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another
Yeah.
one too. I mean, the Queen Mary's activity is almost unlike, I shouldn't say it's unlike, but it's different than a lot of other spots just because it's so consistently active and there's just such a level of intelligence there.
Hmm.
This may sound hokey to some, but I do believe the entire ship is sentient. When you have that and then the human energies, it's like the two play off each other.
Oh,
So it's like Queen
absolutely.
Mary is one big gigantic mother and protector of her human energies. That may sound hokey, but that's just my opinion after, investigating hundreds of times.
Well, first of
So,
all, Valentine says them ghosts be like, leave me at peace.
well, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Exactly. Thank
exactly.
you. Yes,
They're not there for our entertainment.
they're
And
not.
that aspect kind of bothers me because
Mhm.
I'm in it to help people on
Yes,
either side of the line. I don't care if they're
exactly.
in a body or not in a body. I want to talk to them. I want to let them know,
Mhm.
you know, not everybody is out to use you, you know. I
No, no, I agree, and I'm so glad you brought that up, and I do think that there's this very special relationship between the living world and the afterlife, and it's
Mhm.
both parties are desiring to communicate with each other more than ever, and both parties and both worlds can help each other, and maybe that's one of the things the afterlife is screaming at us.
Yeah.
Stop all this nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah. I
yeah.
agree with you. I agree with
Mhm.
you. And then there's also like you said that you thought it sounded hokey, or maybe people would think it sounds hokey that the Queen Mary is sentient. That makes perfect sense to me.
Mhm.
Houses fall apart when nobody lives in them,
I know.
right? They just deteriorate because there's no life force there. Houses take on a personality. Why can't a ship take on a personality?
Exactly, and I can't even tell you how many former crew and passengers I've talked to that have this sort of feeling of connection with the Queen Mary. In fact, June Allen is one of the, first wave of war brides that sailed after World War II, and she's a good friend of ours, and in her words, she says, "The ship opens its arms to everyone, but it
Mhm.
chooses the people that it knows can really tap into her soul." And I think that that's very, very, important. I mean, I actually agree with June on that.
Yeah.
So she's a lovely lady, I hope she can come back out. I know she hasn't been on board in a few years too. So
Yeah, that would be great. It's really like the whole, like you said, the history.
oh my gosh, absolutely.
And there isn't 1 square foot of earth that doesn't have some kind of history.
Exactly.
It's like we can choose these super haunted locations, but seriously, there's spirit everywhere.
Everywhere, everywhere,
Everywhere.
everywhere, everywhere. It doesn't need to be some famous location. It can be a smaller place as well. But yeah, everywhere.
A walk through
Energies
the
are everywhere.
woods. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what popped into my head right away was like the suicide forest in Japan,
Oh
where
yeah.
that definitely has a personality, and it definitely
Hmm.
has, um, I don't know, I guess a spirit to it, but probably not one I would ever want to encounter.
No, it's gorgeous. I
Mhm.
out of curiosity and just to visit it, I wouldn't mind going one day, but I've watched some videos on it, and
I
you're
have,
right, it does have
yeah.
this sense of aliveness.
Yeah.
Tragedy there though.
Tragedy, a lot of tragedy there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are certain bridges and whatever that have that too,
Mhm.
right? Where,
Yep.
there's certain bridges where a lot of people use it for that, and it just takes on that
E
energy.
exactly. Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco is an example of that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're just gonna keep talking about whatever the heck we feel like talking about.
I love it.
Download the new station calendar and never miss another show. To get it is simple and free. Just visit WLTK-DB.com to download or tap the subscribe button on our mobile app. Once the file is in your downloads folder, just double-click it, authorize it to your calendar, and boom, you have every show listed. Not only does it list the shows, but also the links to watch them live. We would like to thank Danny Loosemore for developing this for us and hope you enjoy it as much as we do. Get yours now at WLTK-DB.com or just click subscribe on our mobile app. See you at the shows. Put the power of this station in the palm of your hand and download our mobile app. Visit the App Store, Google Play, and search for WLTK-DB Talk Radio and download the app for free. Listen to past shows, download our station calendar right to yours, and even shop. The WLTK-DB Talk Radio mobile app, now available on the App Store and Google Play. Download yours now.
Hey, wow, excuse me. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I don't know what that was. You're watching Be the Change Radio on WLTK-DB.com. I am here with Nicole Strickland, author, researcher, speaker, podcaster, really very knowledgeable about the paranormal. Nicole is just amazing. And Nicole, well, I'm going to plug Todd's book here real quick.
Of course. We all have to.
Yes, I'm plugging Todd's book. I have books too. I just don't have any copies of them. So, we're every time I get them, they're sold out right away, which is a really lovely problem to have. But
Yeah.
Todd
Right,
Bates,
I know.
station owner, author extraordinaire, and a really great guy. So I just wanted
Yeah.
to put a plug in. You can get that on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or from toddmichaelbates.com.
Yeah, I'm really glad he chose to
So
write a book.
I'm
I wouldn't
glad
be
he did
surprised
too.
if there's another one in there.
Oh,
Hint,
I'm
hint,
pretty
if
sure
he's
there's going to
listening.
be. Uh-oh, I just got a little flag here. You're welcome.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, Nicole, you have books. What would you like to plug?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, I'm so bad about doing this. So
I
I've
know, I am
eh,
too. That's why I'm putting you on the spot.
oh my God. Yeah, I've always loved to write. Let's just even in elementary school, middle, high school,
Mhm,
college, I've always loved to write. At that age, did I ever imagine being an actual book author? No, nope, not at all. But when I started investigating and researching the
mhm.
paranormal, 20, a little bit over 20 years ago, the love of writing and the love of that kind of meshed. And here we are, 9 books later. And so my first book was, and you can always tell your first book from, the other ones because, you've
Mhm.
learned a lot since.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you can tell
For
this
real,
one,
yeah.
it's a Field Guide to Southern California Hauntings. I took it out of print because I wanna actually come out with a second one, but San Diego's Most Haunted, The Historical Tapestry, and I'm forgetting the subtitle to my own book. Can you guys believe that? San Diego's Most Haunted. I'm forgetting the subtitle, but that actually replaced Field Guide to Southern California Hauntings. Like I said, I'll come out probably with the second edition of the first. I also wrote, and that one was the San Diego's Most Haunted was with Schiffer. I think 2015 or something when I wrote
Okay.
that. And then my team here in San Diego, the San Diego Paranormal Research Society, we, for about 10 years, have been researching an iconic adobe up in Vista, California, called the Rancho Buena Vista Adobe. So we've done some private research projects there. We lead public paranormal tours there, paranormal slash historical tours there on the third Friday of each month. It's still on hiatus because of the pandemic, but we're getting there. But
Mhm,
so I wrote, and then my good friend Ali Schreiber contributed to it, and that is Spirits of Rancho Buena Vista Adobe. You can get that. It's an imprint of Arcadia Publishing, Haunted America, so you can get those online pretty much anywhere. Because it's a regional publisher, so a
mhm.
lot of the stores here in San Diego will have them. We'll have the Adobe book, and then let's see the 3 books I mentioned on the Queen Mary. RMS Queen Mary, Voices from Her Voyages, Spirited Queen Mary, Her Haunted Legend, and then The Haunted Queen of the Seas, The Living Legend of the RMS Queen Mary. Those are written. You can get those on board the ship or pretty much anywhere books are sold. And then I also did a little ebook. It was supposed to be an article after my cat Kaylee passed, but it turned into like about a 12,000 word little ebook, and that's Max and Kaylee. Um, and that you can get that online. I don't know, I might turn it into a small, paperback, but it's mostly probably gonna be an online book, and then this book, The Afterlife Chronicles, exploring the connection between life, death, and beyond, that's gonna be pretty much where books are sold. I might get them into some select stores, but to start off with, it'll be online. And then, Marie Jones, who also lives in San Diego, and Denise Agnew, who is out in, I believe, Tucson, Arizona, and I were working on a book, about women in the paranormal. So that'll be coming out in 2024. So
Nice.
I can't believe I
Yeah.
forgot the subtitle of San Diego's Most Haunted. It's I mean, I'm blanking on what it is, but San Diego's Most Haunted. It's like, oh, I can't even, I'm telling you, my brain
Yeah.
today,
I know, mine too. I was like
I
it
just cannot think.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, as long as we're plugging books.
My God, I mean, San Diego's Most Haunted. You can get the subtitle and looking it up. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. I have on Amazon, I believe it's also Barnes& and Noble for 2 books,
Mhm.
and that would be Intuitive You and,
Yeah.
yeah, Intuitive You, Psychic and Personal Development, and I also have, oh my god, you forgot the subtitle and I forgot the title. Wisdom
Oh
for the
my
Age of
god.
Ascension.
There you go. I
Oh my
love that
gosh.
book. I
Wisdom for
lo
the Age of Ascension. Yeah, Nicole wrote a very lovely,
Well, of
what do you even
course.
call that? Yeah, a lovely
I don't
write-up
know,
about that book.
testimonial, endorsement,
Testimonial
whatever. Yeah.
endorsement. Yeah, but it was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. I love that book. It's on my shelf.
Thanks. And it has my son's handsome face on the front, so that's good too.
See, there you go. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it's a great cover. Great book, great cover, so.
Yeah. Well, Donna had another question. What about Myrtle's plantation in Louisiana? Have you been there?
Oh, no, I have
I
not.
have not either.
We were supposed to maybe do one with Ghost Research Society way before
Okay.
COVID, and I I forget the reason why. I don't know if it was pricing or it was a date conflict, but yeah, I'd love to go again for the
Mhm.
history mainly, but the South is so beautiful too.
It is. There's so much beauty there. And let's see. All right, Todd put in here the historical legend and paranormal
Normal
marvels of
Marvel
America's first city. Finest city.
finest. Yep.
Finest
See,
city, not first city. See, I messed it
and
up.
I'm looking at Courtney's historical legacy, and then when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, Paranormal Marvels of America's Finest City." I mean,
Yeah.
gosh, it's kind of a long, wonky subtitle,
Good
but
night. Good night, Keith.
good
he
night,
he
Keith.
posted in here he's going to bed. So good night,
Sounds
Keith.
good to me. I
All
love it.
right. So I am trying to see. Let's see. Lee said that she had been to Japan. She did not mention she'd been to that particular forest.
Yeah, I would love to
So
visit it.
I would be curious about it too. Absolutely.
I mean, just the
Yeah.
pictures of it are so almost spellbinding.
Yeah. Haunting,
And
spellbinding. And I
then,
don't
yeah,
mean, yeah. I mean,
there's
haunting in
that.
a different way, like that kind
y-
of draws you
Yeah,
in, you know?
yeah. And there's a story, of that one YouTuber, I guess, that went in there and they allegedly, obviously, it looked like it. They found a deceased, person
Mm-hmm.
there, and they did a whole thing on it. It was just so disrespectful, and it
Mm-hmm.
irritated a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not okay.
No, no.
You know, that really falls under the category of just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that fall under that category that are
Mhm.
happening these days.
I know, it's just insane. It's insane out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. This whole ascension thing is just really bringing the crazy right to the top.
I know, it's like people are, like, baffling with it. It's like,
Mhm.
it's just there's ascension happening, but some people just don't know what to do with it. It's causing all
Yeah.
this, you know, crap.
Yeah, that's
So,
the word.
yep.
That's the
Yeah,
word.
I know.
Yeah, it really is, interesting to me. Oh, Donna's just bringing up all these haunted places. Bachelor's Grove Cemetery
I've been
seems
there.
interesting. Where is
Yeah.
that?
That's, in the south side of Chicago. I'm forgetting exactly
Okay.
where it is, but it's in the south side area, and, I went I 2009, I believe it was when I went there, with, the Ghost Research Society, and, it's a very interesting spot. It kind of mirrors El Campo Santo Cemetery, which is in Old Town San Diego. They
Okay.
parallel each other just because of a lot of the desecration and things that, a lot of these, teen groups of people are going to, or, those that, are into the occult, things of that nature, and they go out and do a lot of their weirdness out there. And so but it's extremely active. I forget oh gosh, I think it's Judy Huff's sister, but I'm forgetting if who the photographer is. But the Dale Katzmarek of the Ghost Research Society knows who she is, and so she took that real famous photograph of the woman sitting on that headstone. If you could just look
Mhm.
it up, just type in Bachelor's Grove Cemetery photo, and it'll come up. And
Okay.
so, but it's a small cemetery, but a lot of history, to it. So
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't generally find a lot of haunting or a lot of paranormal activity in most cemeteries,
right,
you know? I mean, who wants to
yeah.
hang out there when you can go bother your relatives?
Exactly, I know, right? Go tour the world, I
Go
mean,
tour the world, go see everything you wanted to see. Why hang out in a cemetery? It doesn't make
I
sense to me.
know.
But oh, thank you, Shell. Love your shows and your guests. That's
I lo
awesome. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry, I just love the paranormal.
I
Don't
know
we
you do,
all?
Donna. I know you do. I actually I did a gallery reading at Donna's house one time. That was a lot of fun.
Ooh,
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The
those
rebels.
are
I
fun.
know you guys are the rebels. This whole chat room's full of rebels, and I love them
I
all.
like this chat room. I'm
This chat
loving
room
this
is a
chat
lot of
room.
fun. Yeah.
Yep, I'm
I
missing
forgot. I totally forgot what I was saying, but that's okay.
That's okay. You know what? We're both. I'm telling you, my brain is like mush. When you're staring at a
Yeah.
computer for, hours on end, it's like, whoa,
Hmm.
what's 1 + 1? Okay, okay.
Wait, let
Oh
me
my
count
God.
my fingers.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Um, so, as a paranormal researcher, we all have our favorite tools of the trade. What's
Mm.
yours?
Oh, this is a good question. Well, I will have to say that I'm one of those that promotes our bodies themselves.
Mhm.
I believe there's no such thing as a ghost detector, right?
Right.
So, but our bodies themselves, with our senses and intuition and all of
Mhm.
that, I think is the best tool that we can use. Now, if speaking of actual tools, I tend to gravitate more toward, there's a gnat flying here. Hello. I tend to gravitate more toward audio communication. So
Okay.
EVP, Estes method, instrumental transcommunication. So a good old decent recorder. There are more, you should have more than one, but you can even
Mhm.
use the cheaper varieties or get some of the more fancier Tascam and Zooms, which we use. Got to have a good audio recorder, a good Spirit Box PSB7. I'm one of these. There's a lot of tools out there that are designed for environmental monitoring and of course, are used for paranormal research. They aren't necessarily designed for it, but they're used for it. I'm one of these, and this is my preference: less is more. Just
Yeah.
I think, bringing a ton of equipment and laying it all out, that can be counterproductive to your research project. And we don't even know if some of the energies like using some of this equipment. We don't even know if
Right.
maybe it can harm them. I don't know. But less is more, I think. And then the more equipment you have, the more you're paying attention to the equipment. And then your 8 hours goes by and you've missed the surroundings. So I think
Yeah.
there needs to be a balancing between monitoring equipment, but of course, monitoring your surroundings as well.
Oh, I
So
completely agree because if you're looking at the equipment, I mean, there could be somebody, there could be a ghost right in front of you, like doing a
I
jig, and
know.
you're totally missing it.
I
It's
know, right? I mean,
you're
what's a
missing the whole
little
experience.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
even okay, so let's say you're hypothetically looking at, a Geiger counter or an EMF meter and you see spikes. Okay, well, alone by itself, what does that tell me? But when you can put it together in context with what I call objective and subjective experiences, then it can make more
Right.
sense.
Right.
So,
Valentine is so funny. He's like ghosts and spirits. What's this thing in the middle of my living room?
right, exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
God, I know. Oh man, divining rods. Oh, I love those.
I
Love
love
using
divining
divining
rods. I
rods.
like to use my pendulum. I like divining
Mhm.
rods.
Mhm.
Um, definitely. That's a really good question, Donna. We're going to get to that in just a minute here.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, yeah, using my body,
Yeah.
well, goosebumps or spirit bumps or God bumps or whatever you want to call them. I feel the energy. I feel the temperature shifts. I feel just walking in and from one room to another. You can feel the difference in energy if you're paying attention.
Right. Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
so, yeah, I completely agree. Our bodies and our intuition are absolutely the number one tools.
Absolutely. And it's,
Yeah.
there's some teams that strictly rely, and I'm going to use this word. I know that some people don't like it, but I'm going to use it, more science-based, scientific
Right.
types of research, which is fine. And then other groups are purely metaphysical and purely rely on channeling, and that's great too. I feel blending the two can give you a little bit more of a
I
holistic,
agree.
holistic approach to it all. So,
I agree. All right, let's see. We're going to come back up here because we missed some stuff here.
oh yeah,
Ghost gonna ghost with or without the camera. Okay.
I like see exactly right.
All right. And do dowsing rods work? Or maybe
I,
how
I
do dowsing rods work might be a really good question too.
oh my gosh, we can both answer this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I use the copper varieties, and it's said that the longer they are, the more sensitive they are. Copper is the second, I believe, second most electrically conductive metal, so it makes sense. But some people will say that divining rods don't work because it's the human agent that are actually moving the rods. Maybe it's some sort of psychological ideomotor, I believe, response or something
Mhm.
like that. I feel it can be a conduit and definitely an adjunct tool to, let's say, for example, audio communication. You just have to be steady with the rods and then trust yourself in using them. And
Mhm.
then it almost, I mean, people that have very shaky hands, I would say maybe not because you run the risk of
Right.
your hands moving and then it's a false positive. But when you use the rods and you're standing and your arms are placed, it almost feels like if you've gone fishing and there's that tug on the line where it's almost like this
Exactly.
magnetic tug and
Yes.
you're not moving it.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain.
Absolutely. I can tell the difference between when my hand
Mhm.
tipped a little and it moved and
Yeah,
when it's responding to energy.
absolutely.
I
And
can
then you
definitely feel the difference.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
without
then
a
the
doubt.
questions too, if the rods are really moving to certain questions and kind of going with the flow with what you're talking about,
Mhm.
or even if there's the way the rods are appearing and let's say you're asking a question about a map or something and the
Mhm.
rods point to certain areas on it like how they would look on a map, well that's something to pay attention to.
Right, right.
So
I also use dowsing rods in my intuitive view class,
mm,
to measure our own energy fields because we have energy fields too. It's not just spirits.
right,
Obviously, we're moving. That's energy. We're moving. And
yeah,
so, and most of us don't really realize like how far out our energy field goes from us. Like we're in the middle
exactly.
of it. Your energy field can go out 30, 40 feet from where you are,
Oh, I know.
you know? So I use it as a tool to teach people like how to manage their own energy, to like pull their own energy in to be able to manage it and decide how much of their energy they want to give away.
Right.
So it can be used as a really empowering tool that way too. And pendulums work the same way.
Excellent point. Yep.
Yeah.
Pendulums. I have a one that has rose quartz on the end, and then there's
Oh,
one I have that has I believe it's obsidian. And
nice.
so they work really well.
Yeah,
Crystals are so beautiful and fun, and
they are. I
I
have to
love
say,
them.
my most accurate pendulum, and there is a danger with pendulums because they're easy to manipulate,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
my most accurate one is literally a copper spiral that comes to a point.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is for me has always been the most. What the heck
Interesting.
happened here? Okay, let's, something popped up. I didn't know where it came from. Um,
It's the ghost. No, I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
it
I'm just
must
kidding.
be.
I'm kidding.
We're just gonna skip right over that right now. All right, so Lee had a comment about paying attention to the equipment and missing the experience. It's like people who go to a concert and look at the performers through their phone.
Well, that's an excellent example,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And body dowsing. Deidre, hi Deidre. She brought
Oh,
up.
dear, hi. Nice to
Hi.
see you there. I love this chat
Yeah,
room.
isn't this fun?
Mhm.
Body dowsing, and is that something like muscle testing? Because I do that. Like forward is yes, backward is no. Kind of a testing that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I've actually not well, I don't think I've ever done it myself, but I've heard of it that people do use that. So, I mean, it's kind of the same principle.
Yeah. Well, if our bodies are our best tool, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
employing them, right? I mean, when you think about it, there's no
mhm.
such thing as a ghost detector,
Right.
really. So,
Except that they talk to me a lot. I very much detect. I mean, like Logan has been talking to me a lot.
oh, I can imagine.
So, it's actually been really comforting for me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's, the whole concept of this upcoming book I'm doing.
Mhm.
It really took me only about a year or less to write, but it took me 40 some odd years of my life to really write because it's all of those years of culminating experiences.
Mhm.
And, if I had to summarize it, there's this beautiful connection that we have here in the mortal realm with our departed loved ones in the afterlife.
Mhm.
And it's so close, it's so tangible, and, I just want people to realize there's, a beauty in that. And I think more and more people are open to that. And yeah, while it's hard to physically lose someone, knowing that the essence of that person is still there and still able to be with you is extremely
Right.
comforting. So
It is. It is. I agree. And also, I mean, I think that takes like the spookiness out
it does.
of paranormal communication because,
Yeah.
I've never had a difficult conversation with somebody I knew who was in a body and then went out of body. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like I've never had a spooky conversation with any of those people. So it really is about love and it's really
Uh-huh.
about being able to communicate that love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Valentine said, I started getting panic attacks when I'm in the presence of spirits. That, my friend, okay, this is my
Mm.
opinion. Just going to share my opinion.
Yeah, go
There's
for it.
no fact behind this. When I experience that, it's because my energy goes up very quickly and my heart rate increases and it feels like a panic attack.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
my
sense.
experience of that.
That makes sense.
Take it or leave it.
Oh, I agree. I
you know,
agree.
yeah.
Absolutely. It's a normal, I think a normal response for sure.
I think it is too. Yeah. Especially if you're surprised by a spirit,
Oh
you
yeah.
know? Yeah. Courtney gets heavy chest and shoulders sometimes. I do too. I had that experience last night. That was really interesting.
Yeah, that's happened to me too. I mean, especially if you're feeling if you're like a clairsentient and you're
Hmm.
empathically feeling maybe the emotions of a spirit or even something that happened to them. For example, like at the ranch of Buena Vista Adobe, one of the energies there was what we think was shot in the chest because a lot of people, including myself, will go into this specific room and they'll get chest pain or chest pressure.
Hmm.
So we think that maybe there was some sort of like injury to the chest. So
I get that
yeah.
too because I'm a physical empath. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and a
Mhm.
physical medium. So,
Yep.
I will feel very often, like my I'll get a headache if it's been like a brain
Mhm.
aneurysm or a stroke or a head injury or, something like that where I'll get a really bad headache. And as
Right.
soon as I acknowledge it, it goes away
There
because
see,
that's
exactly.
how you're supposed to use empathy. It's a tool. You
It
don't take it
is.
on and own it.
It
It's like,
is.
so just in case anyone was wondering like how empathy can be used, it is totally a tool. If you get a feeling that's empathic and then you get an answer that matches it, then you say, okay, thank you for the information, and you release whatever it is you're feeling that wasn't yours to begin with.
Exactly. And that I
So
think is some hard for some people.
I
Some
think it
people I
is, and I
think
think some people don't know that it's allowed or that they
true.
can,
True.
that
Yep.
they even have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dowsing rods find water. People have been using dowsing rods
For
or like the
years.
stick for
Hundreds of years.
probably as long as there've been people to find things like water. So
I
yeah,
know.
they are effective and they do work. Um,
Yep.
I'm not sure what turtle up means. Did I miss something? I don't know what that means.
Oh wait, where is
It's
that one?
Deidre. Deidre, yeah, she wrote
Turtle up?
turtle up.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Deidre, if you could explain that, we would appreciate it because that sounds really interesting to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Okay.
does no, there's something interesting with that, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah. Donna wants to know, are Ouija boards really dangerous?
Ooh, this is a
What's your
controversial.
take?
My take has shifted over the years. I
Okay.
was at first like, "No, staunch, do not use it. No, 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 no." I still don't recommend using it, but not because I think the board itself is dangerous. It's just a tool, just like an audio
Mhm.
recorder is.
Right.
Opinion, no fact here. I think it's all the years and negative energy and negative connotations associated with the board
Mhm.
that make it problematic, not the board itself. Like I said, it's just like a tool.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think if you're going to be, very protective and putting, up shields and you're grounded going into it and you're respectful, it could be helpful. But again, all those negative thoughts about it, it's like they somehow imprint on the boards.
Sometimes,
know.
yeah, I'm kind of in the same camp you are. My biggest problem with Ouija boards is that they sell them at toy stores.
I know.
They
I
sell them
know.
as a toy, and it is not a toy, it's a tool. And when
Mhm.
people are properly trained on how to use one, how to set a safe space, how to set boundaries, how to be, how to interpret the
Exactly.
messages that you get. If you're going to use one with a professional who knows how to use it and doesn't
Right.
call in dark spirits. That's what I'm going to say
Exactly.
about Ouija boards. Yeah.
That's it. It can be a very viable tool. I mean, people have
Hmm.
done, let's say, just like with divining rods being an adjunct tool for audio communication, so can the board. You may
Yeah.
get an EVP or some sort of spirit box phrase that literally matches or complements what someone is getting on the board, and that's something to pay attention to.
Yeah. We have oh my gosh. Ellie loves her Ouija board. Awesome. Ellie, we need to get together on that.
Yeah, I like that. I like
We
that.
need to get together on that. Yeah. Uh, Fun
It
fact,
was,
created in
yeah.
Baltimore. The
Yep,
Ouija board was created in Baltimore.
it was, yeah, by oh gosh. I actually talk about this in my book about the history of the board, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know. Courtney has a lot of comments in here and she gets way ahead, so I can't always keep
I lo
I love you, Courtney. You're amazing.
I love this
Let's see.
chat. I've said it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I've been told it may have been a hospital or something like that, but I'm not sure what she's referring to because we talked about a lot of things. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and you know what? I just looked at the clock. We are a minute over.
Oh, I know, right? Oh my
Where did this hour go?
I don't know.
The
Well,
same
you know
place the
what?
rest of March went, probably.
I don't understand the time, honestly. It's, well, when you and I talk, we
Hmm.
just talk and time flies, so but this
Yep,
was
it absolutely
awesome, and then we're gonna
does.
get you rescheduled on Haunted Voices, so
Yeah, we'll pick a date this week and marched on by. Yes, it did.
it
March just
sure did, I'm
it
telling you.
marched
So
on
will
by.
April. Oh, man.
Yep, I am booked all the way through April. So like every weekend I'm booked in April. So that is just going to fly by too. Um,
Absolutely.
I want to thank you all so much for being here. And I love this chat room. You guys
I
are
know.
amazing. And I love you, Nicole. You're amazing too. I'm so glad that we
Oh,
have connected and that we've become
yeah.
friends. This is
Likewise,
so much
absolutely.
fun.
Good
And
energy, good folks, good people.
yeah. So again, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the show, I'm not doing one next week. I don't feel like I would be able to do a show on Logan's birthday. I think that'd be too hard. So just radio silence next week in honor of Logan. And you know what? I don't even know who my guest is the week after. I have to look because I schedule this stuff so far in advance. Let's see. On the 10th, I have Michael Laciana.
Oh, he's wonderful.
He is. He is. He has been such a cool guy since I have gotten to know him a little bit. And
Yep,
so looking forward to having him on the show on April 10th.
that'll be awesome. Yeah, he's good people for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Todd, for letting us stay over a little bit. And thank you, everyone in the chat room. It has been so much fun with you tonight, Nicole. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on, Christina. And
Oh,
just remember that the love is all around you all the time.
I feel
So,
it. I
yeah.
really feel it. I have been held in a state of grace,
Yes, you have. Yes, you
and
have.
I am extremely grateful.
Yes, I
So,
can feel it. I can
yeah,
feel it.
yeah,
Awesome times. We'll do it again. We'll get you
yeah,
booked on Haunted Voices. Thank you so much tonight.
absolutely. You're,
Good seeing everyone in the chat too.
yeah, Valentine. We need to catch up next week when I'm in New York. All right.
Awesome.
All right. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And, if you could just hold a minute of silence next week, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.